I didn't really have a good idea on what this video was supposed to be about. So, because I was originally going to think it was going to be a video about me showing you what my goals are and stuff like that. But I know I'm not the only person that lives on this planet. This matters to a lot more people than you think. And it's this common thing that I've noticed about New Year's resolutions, about people want to have these goals, right? They want to say, "Oh, I'm going to go to the gym now." And then a month later they stop doing it. It's this constant cycle of unsustainable growth that I'm noticing with some people. And I sometimes notice it with myself. Like, I'll go on a hot streak on something, like on a specific goal, and then I just fall off a cliff. And that bounces around between different habits. So I don't really know how I'm going to approach this, but I will try my best to convey a thoughtful message that is helpful to not just me, but also to everyone else, because I think it's very important. It's obviously the new year. Everyone knows this, and this is a time where you go and reflect about all your life choices and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, now you're like, "New year, new me. I'm gonna make these goals." And then you don't stick with them. So this Canva document I made, I will blur out. That's my initials. I'll blur that out. But this Canva document that I made was a goal for 2026, right? This was supposed to be what I would hit at the end of 2025. And I will update these stats right now. I just hit 70 videos. I just uploaded my 70th one. I did have 27 subscribers recently, but then I dropped another one, so it's wait, I'm gonna redo that again. It's just that situation there. Oh, I just hit my microphone. Shut up. And then I don't even know how many views I have. I think I'm at 797 if I had to guess. So it's growing a little bit, but it's not crazy. But yeah, I made these goals, so I hit my video goal by a decent chunk. Subs and views, I did not hit my goal at all, not even close. So I made myself something like this. I need to update this to a new date, so just give me one moment here. So this whole thing is kind of like a tier ladder of certain benchmarks. Like there's like different, I gave myself different tiers on the end of this year to see if I can hit some of these things. And what you'll notice is there are quotes underneath each benchmark. And that is supposed to be virtues and life lessons that I acquire as I go on this journey that I feel like are very important and are very contextualized in a certain level of mastery at something, or a certain level of commitment, a certain level of progress in life. Like at the novice level, everybody starts somewhere, even at rock bottom. As long as you try, you will go far. That's a novice level virtue that should be applied at that level. And then this amateur stuff. Amateur, I actually looked up what the definition of amateur was, and it's the pursuit of something. It's someone who's pursuing something, someone who is partaking in activity. It doesn't have to be experience, but it's someone who's partaking in something. It's not about the pursuit of happiness, but the happiness of pursuit. And I do want to explain some of these things because this is self-explanatory. I don't have to explain that, but I do want to explain this because when you are chasing happiness, you are ignoring the fact that happiness is not something that's meant to be chased. That is not something that you are able to externally get. And that's something that I have to mention with all these goals that I have. I have separated into 5 different categories. 1 is YouTube, 2 is gaming, 3 is musical, 4 is educational, and 5 is physical. So I have all these different goals, these goal categories for this year specifically that I want to work on. And every single one of them is something that's measurable, something that's attainable, that I can do this year. Like I can physically do these things this year if I tried hard enough. So it's all something that is tangible that you're able to do. You're not going to go chase something like, oh, I'm going to get a girlfriend in this year. That's a very vague goal to have. And first of all, that should not really be a goal to have in to begin with, because it has its own problems. Because, what happens if you don't hit it? What does that mean? Did you not try hard enough? Did you not try hard? Why is that something that you should be, aiming for, right? Or why should you aim for something that's not doing something, right? Why should you put focus on something that is negative, right? Like, oh, I'm going to fix my sleep schedule. Oh, I'm not going to drink alcohol. I'm not going to watch this. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to indulge into this vice, whatever it may be. Instead of focusing on the stuff that you're trying to avoid, it is so much better off to focus on the things that you want to find. And the reason why is because the energy directed towards the things that you want to find will also be the energy that pulls you away from vices you want to avoid. It's shifting focus. That's what it means. And that's what happiness is. If you are someone who is in a miserable state, for whatever circumstance, I for one, am in a quite tumultuous state, mainly because I fall back into vices that I'm not proud of in recent time, despite the fact that I have successfully avoided some of them for a long period of time recently. It's kind of been a bit of a blow. My sleep schedule sucks. I just got put on academic probation. So all of these things at once are just colliding with my psyche. And the more that I dwell on that stuff, the more I dwell on the things that I want to avoid, the more I just feel bad about myself. And it's a cycle of hatred that feeds these vices to begin with. So it's how do you find a way to stop those things from bothering you so much, instead focusing on the things that you actually like about life, focusing on the things that you can enjoy. And this is not putting blame on you, by the way. Like, obviously, like sure, like, technically these are your fault. Some problems that you deal with, at least my problems that I am dealing with, are my fault. But I see it this way. If you have the power to create those problems, you also have the power to get rid of them. And it's that solace of knowing that you have the ability to do these things. So what would a champion do? What would a person who is an elevated version of yourself, what would he think? How would he think? What would he do? What happens if he messes up? What would he do? It's that kind of mentality that I really, with these goals, I want to drill in my head, and I hope, I do want it for people, but it's not my thing to want. They have to want them themselves. It's something that I also want to be able to show other people that you are able to do, because this is no man's land for me. Like, this is unfamiliar territory. This is just the novice level too. I mean, Lit Fuse is a hard level for me right now. 300 total practice hours right now, that's very far away. At 32 hours for me, 300 is very far away. 2 pull-ups in a row, I have achieved it before, but right now, it took a bit of work to get to that point. 4-minute plank, I'm at 230. It's not super bad, but mentality-wise, this is a lot. 150 videos is not light. And then going beyond that, it's like, the more I peer down this list, the more it's an unfamiliar person. Every single time. And then this is the ultimate thing. Yeah. So I've always wanted to inspire people, I think. And I'm not going to be perfect. I'm never going to. I'm not here to be a role model. I'm here to be an inspiration as a moving force, right? Towards the light. I am not the light itself. People argue, yes, Jesus would be the light, the absoluteness of your potential, being like him. I am not religious, but I am open to it. I have not figured that stuff out yet. But as a agnostic person, if you were to say anybody is the answer, it would be Jesus. It would be. It makes the most sense. So, I'm not here to be the absolute reason for it or anything, or wanting to be that kind of person for anybody. I'm a human being. I'm on the same boat as most other people are, struggling to figure out what the hell is going on. But it's important that I'm not just doing this journey for me as well. I'm also doing it for other people, because I feel like that gives me more sense of purpose. Anyway, I'll read all the other quotes as well. Celebrate your victories, but remember, in life there is no finish line. The finish line is your death. Then we got advanced. This one kind of, I don't know. I had a hard time figuring out a quote for this category, but I think I know what I'm trying to say here. The smart man knows he's smart, but the wise man knows he can always be smarter. Expertise does not equal absoluteness. It means trust the authority, but not absolutely. An elite individual is a champion of the heart. The master has failed more than the beginner has ever tried. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. That is Master Oogway's quote. I made some of these up myself, but some of these I've seen before, like this one. The master's failed more than the beginner has ever tried. I've done this one before. Someone else said it. Someone else said this one as well. But this one's mine. This one's mine. That one's also mine. This one is also mine. Though I think I got the sentiment from David Goggins with that one. That one I think is Thomas Jefferson, or is it some other philosopher? I don't remember. This one's also mine. And then the final one I think is very important, especially when you arrive to that peak of the mountain. Legacies may define people and revolutionize society. Be careful with what you make of it. So just be careful what your legacy means. And that's the kind of thing that I want to build. That this thing is building for me. This whole journey that I'm calling the trial, by the way, it's 2026, is I want to reinvent myself. I want to see, what am I capable of in a single year? Because once you figure that out, you can have a set foundation for the years afterwards. And that is how big progress is made. We overestimate how much we can do in a single year, but we underestimate what we can do in 10 years. Because imagine every single year you're building on the one after that. Like, imagine even if I just hit advanced level in all categories. This is still very impressive. I mean, that's getting most of Pogosuk done. Spiriting in 220 seconds. Beating Reflective, which is an extreme demon. It's very hard level compared to what I've beaten. This is enough to get me monetized, these statistics. 900 total practice hours is a lot. That's way more than what I have. And it's probably, and if I can hit that, I would have averaged a practice time of over 2.5 hours per day, which is by far the most than I've ever done. That's more than I've ever done. 2 FLO studio soundtracks. I mean, that's impressive. I mean, two pieces of music finished that I'm uploaded to YouTube in 1 year from nothing. So that's a good start already. All Bs are higher in 2026, including the 2 As in spring and in summer. And then 6 pull-ups in a row. I mean, it's more than I've ever done. That's triple. And then 10-minute plank is like 4 times more than I've ever done. So all of this, if I'm able to accomplish all of this in a single year, I'm going to be a happy camper. That's a good foundation. But the reason why I have tiers after that is just in case I do reach one of these categories at this advanced level earlier in the year, where I still have a realistic amount of time to hit further things up. And I'll always be aiming for this. Like, this is always going to be the aim, right? But am I expecting myself to reach all this? Absolutely not. I don't expect... it's going to be hard for me to reach Legendary in one of these categories, but it's possible. I think it is. It's just... this year is not my breakout year, and there's a reason for that. It is the year where I decide I'm going to take destiny into my own hands. Because I've wasted over 5 years of my life. Ever since COVID, I feel like I've just been a tired mess. Frequently. There's moments where I do flash. It's not like that doesn't happen, but I just feel like I haven't done anything of value I mean, I've done things of value. I just feel like I haven't been putting full effort into it. I haven't been conscious enough in my daily life. But this means a lot to me. And I really hope that by the end of this year, if I reach advanced in all categories, at least, that will be a success. Beautiful. If I can do more, then I can do more. But I would love to see this grayscape, this grayed out mess, which I'm going to delete this, by the way. This grayed out mess turns into a mosaic of blues and greens, or blues, greens, purples, hopefully some reds. That would be nice. But I get to watch it sort of take color over the year, over the months, right? Turning from like this gray to like a beige wash to more green, to these like warm colors, to like to more blues, to purples, to hot pinks, and then I'll see some sparkles of reds here and there. I mean, that means I'm on fire. It means I'm shedding my old skin. It means I have actions to back my words. It means I have finally found the confidence that I've needed this whole time. It means that I'm no longer in this self-deprecation chamber. And if I can do that, that means that I can prove to people that you're able to get out of your holes. Because there's somebody, here's an example. I love this guy. Numtaloid, I've watched his videos before. He is somebody who is definitely vocally struggling. A lot. But I'm glad that he's alive and he's doing things, you know. But I just want to prove to people that you are able to overcome literally anything. And that means a lot to me. Because I know there's people out there that don't have hope. And I have so much hope. It is unfathomable how much hope I have. I have so much hope. Almost an irrationally high amount of hope. And I know there's some people that don't have that. And I don't even know what I could do without hope. But I want to reinforce these positive attitudes with something that I'm genuinely proud of. Because I know my YouTube channel's not growing at all. I mean, I'll look at it right now. It's been stagnant for the last several months, but I have been fucking consistent. The last 3 weeks, I have been fucking consistent with these things. And I know it's not crazy good content, but I know the numbers don't show it. But my channel is probably in one of the best shapes it's ever have. Because this is stuff I genuinely care about. This is not like old He-Man McSpeed making stupid videos. Which, yeah, some of them are funny as well, but my upload frequency was like once every 3 or 4 weeks. I barely uploaded. But I'm consistently uploading now. Like, this is the most videos I've ever had on one channel, ever. By like 11 videos. 70, biggest it's ever been. I made this logo by myself. Yes, it was in Canva. Yes, it was kind of easy to make because Canva has pre-made assets. But I don't care. I did all the editing shit. I am being consistent. Yes, there was a bit of a gap here, but I was struggling a little bit. And this was a larger video, so it took a little bit longer. But you have to push yourself, you know? Even when things are just absolutely horrendous. Even when the numbers don't tell you the full story. Like, this is not the most I've ever had. It's been kind of slow. This has been slow. But you know what's not been slow? This. And I want to continue this. I want to continue this. This consistency. The last 3 weeks, I have been fucking consistent. And I'm saying the F word because I'm emphasizing how consistent I'm talking about. Never in my life have I uploaded this much. And I'm actually making every single thumbnail you see is made by me. So I've been experimenting with different things, making joke thumbnails, making thumbnails that actually look good. Some are in betweens of that. Some actually are good thumbnails. Which one of my favorite ones is the Sayonara one, the Blaze Instinct one. These four right here are I'd say are the best I've ever made. Started with Metal Crusher too. You know, High Adventure one is a cool little. There's a little Easter egg underneath that one with a disclaimer. Like, I am enjoying this, and I want to carry this energy to other things in my life. This is something that means a lot to me. I don't care how long it takes for it to grow, because if there's passion behind it, eventually it'll snowball, and I gotta keep it up. Pokestock Part 1, first part of the series. Yeah, it's not gonna do well, but it's the first part. There's going to be like 50 more parts. There's a reason why I have these sentimental values, even if I sometimes forget them in the moment. Because I can always return back to that. I can always return back to them. They are what guide me. They are what bring me hope. Because I know they exist. I know that miracles out there do exist. You know, David Goggins was not an accident. That guy, a lion woke up into him and he became a different man. And I'm not saying I'm ever going to be David Goggins, but I do carry some of that sentimental value that he carries that I would love to apply to my life. It means a lot to me. So, I'm never going to stop. And yeah, you're going to make mistakes, but that's part of the journey, you know? You'd rather make mistakes that are intentional than accidental, you know? Wait, what does that mean? Okay, I'm going to rephrase that because I said it wrong. You'd rather make mistakes from trying versus not trying. If you're not trying and you're suffering because of it, that's the wrong kind of mistake to make. But if you're trying really hard but you're still making mistakes, those are the ones that are going to turn out over time. And those kind of mistakes are the ones you want to make. So, yeah. Yeah, and this is my demon list, by the way. One quick thing as well. It doesn't matter how far up the ladder you are in this kind of things. You know, this list is going to get more robust as time goes on. It's going to. And the frequency of difficult levels I've beaten will increase. And it doesn't matter how far along I am. Compared to other people, it matters that I'm improving. And this game is going to teach me a lot about perseverance and the ways of life in general. Because I want to feel it. Anyway, my app session's over. I hope that you got something valuable from this. That's all that matters to me. I'm not really sure what the driving point of all this was. But I guess the main point is I hope that you got something of value from it. And that's all that matters to me. If you didn't, then so what? Whatever. It happens. But yeah, I'm going to make a monthly checkup on these goals, by the way. I'm going to constantly update you guys on this journey because I really want to make this a series every single month. So one will be for the next video about this journey will be on the beginning of February, talking about January. So you can stay tuned to that because I'm starting it. I'm getting there. All right, just I want to document this, you know, and hopefully I turn into somebody that I'm proud of being proud of, you know, that I'm proud of loving. Yeah. I know it's cliche, but never give up. Giving up is not an option. It's not.